Hey, how you doing? Adam here. Date is 11/17/2018. Doing another journal. A couple days after. Actually, I might have did that like a week ago. I'm not even sure when I did that. Sitting here in the garage, looking at my drums, not really having much to talk about. Yeah. So what have I been doing lately? I went for a run today. Normally do that, so that's not really new. Threw the football a little bit, I guess. So I don't know. Actually, I had a couple more journal topics written down from the last journal that I didn't get to. So maybe I'll just see what I got written down here. Yeah. Okay. Here's one. YouTube comments. Like how like sometimes there's YouTube comments because I for some reason I've been on this like YouTube comment like not liking thing lately. Like I just see YouTube comments and I'm like, oh, I don't want to watch them. I don't want to look at them anymore. And I was just thinking, like, negative YouTube comments that, like, there's a negative comment and it has like 1,000 thumbs up, and it's like the most, well, I don't know about cruel, but I was actually just as a side note, let me just say this because I was thinking of this in my head earlier. Criticism. There's a fine line between criticism and just like, because there's this thing now like anti-bullying or whatever. But, and like, of course, some people overreact to like, being told something. But let's not forget that bullying is real. Like, it's an actual real thing that you can do to somebody. And like, and there is sometimes a fine line between, telling someone something that maybe they need to hear, and just outright bullying them. Like, you can cross that line. And so I think it's important not to forget that. But also, don't ever shy away from information that you don't want to hear. Don't ever like try to ban it out of your life. But just always remember that there is also the line. There is also the, you can go too far with, quote, telling someone the truth. But yeah, on the YouTube thing, I was thinking like, YouTube comments aren't, because, you think something like, oh, it's got 1,000 thumbs up, it must be true, But I don't think that's true. I think YouTube comments are good at being, like, because whenever somebody's making a YouTube comment, they're not necessarily trying to tell the truth to the person. They're just trying to get the top YouTube comment. And I think the easiest way to get the top YouTube comment is just to be a negative shitbag. Like, because people, well, I don't know, but it just feels like the negative comments, it's easier for negativity to like rise to the top like that. But I think, positive comments, there's so many positive comments that you can say that probably wouldn't get as many upvotes that are probably more true. But, negativity is always more apparent. Like, your mind always focuses on negativity more. And so maybe that's why. It's not necessarily that it's true. It's just that your mind focuses much more easily on negativity. And that's what I was thinking with that. Yeah. Oh, and another thing I wrote after this, actually, because that whole thing I just said was sort of Jordan Peterson inspired. But there's something that Jordan Peterson has said. There's a couple things, actually. Actually, let me write down the second one because I'm going to forget it if I don't. Because it was actually a video that I was just watching. So let me write down my note here. JBP. All right. Yeah, but the first thing that I think Jordan Peterson's wrong about is that he was talking about how art is like, well, if you're not good, it's just a matter of speed. Like, people are going to get there ahead of you first before you get there if you're not good enough. Talking about like artists and stuff and how, but he was framing it in a way like artists are just trying to get to a place like in the outside world. But I don't think that's true. So he was talking about how like not everybody can be an artist. And like you have to, like, it's just a matter of like your talent almost is your ability to scout out like, oh, this is where things are going. But I don't think that's what art is. I think it's the greatest artists are the ones that look within themselves and make art specifically that only they specifically could make. And everybody is a specific person, so there's like someone who has absolutely no talent in painting, and let's pretend that I have, like I can draw better than them. They can make something that I couldn't ever possibly make as like a like a painter, because they have because I just feel like art is subjective, and each person's subjective experience is specific to them, and it's something that I couldn't ever accurately recreate, and I feel like JBP is kind of wrong when he's saying that art is a place that people get to, but I think it's highly specific to the person. It's like it's the human condition through one specific person, I feel, is what art is. And everybody can do it. Like I feel like talent, like if somebody's talented, that's like a secondary thing, because I mean the ultimate outcome of quote having talent, like if you had talent and just no vision, like no vision of like how you weren't actually like expressing your subjective experience through your talent, you were just purely a talented person. Like the end result of that is just being someone who's like, oh, look how talented they are, look how pretty and talented they are. But that's all. But if you don't have like a real like honest vision that you're going after, then it's just it's just fucking masturbatory. It's like look at how great I am. Wee, look at how great, and it's just like that is short-lived fucking short-term success. And I feel like JBP is kind of like, discounting subjective visions, and everybody. I just feel like everybody in the world has something to offer in that respect, just like subjectively. And art doesn't have to be like music or fucking like paint. I'm cursing too much. I'm sorry, but music or painting or anything. Art is just anything that you can like make. It can be a business. It can be like, it's just any way that you express something. This is so cheesy. Everything I'm saying is like so cheesy, but I really believe in that. And like I just think the other way of looking at it, like it's just all comes down to talent. That's just like a hellish way of looking at the world. And I mean, of course, talent matters to some degree, but it's secondary to vision. And so the second thing I would type down that I thought JBP's wrong about, I just watched a video actually of him. He was talking about like the fear of like just a cold approach of a girl, like if you're about to like approach a girl, just that you have no idea who they are and you're just like going up and like like the terror of that. He was going into some like Jungian archetypal thing about why that's terrifying to a young man or whatever, but I happen to think that cold calling is like completely unnatural. I don't think people are supposed to be doing that. Like because I mean, first of all, it's like 95% of the girls that you do that to are going to see you instantly as a creep, so it's like it's destined to fail. Because I think if you're trying to date someone, if you're trying to like ask a girl out, the thing that it's like that comes from your pool of acquaintances. You wouldn't just walk up to a stranger and be like, yo, can I get your number? Like that. I feel like that's the most ridiculous way of going about things. Like I have no idea, because I mean, first of all, again, it's just so, it's like, why would you do that, first of all? And it's like, I hate to sound like a fucking sap, but how could you be attracted? I mean, outside of just like superficial, like, okay, this girl's hot. Outside of that, how could you possibly be attracted to them? Like and I think ultimately, like the thing that I'm saying here with both Jordan B. Peterson things is that there's more to it than just the surface level. Like someone's I hate using I don't like using this word, but someone's spirit is the way more attractive thing than just like the way that someone's body in motion, like their animation, like their spirit coming through in the animation. That's what's that's what's really attracts you to somebody, and you can only get to that. Like you can't do like with strangers, you can't I don't know. I'm kind of rambling at this point, but I just don't think you can get to that point with just like a stranger that you would coldly approach and be like, "Oh, can I get your number?" Because I don't see why anybody would ever have a reason to do that. Yeah, okay. So I'm done. That's it. Goodbye.